Let's get our Rudy Press set up and printing at its best so you can start printing faster and easier in minutes. It's very easy to align to a 20 by 24 screen because it's the same length, and very easy to attach using these 4 clamps. So let's get our squeegee and flood bar in. Flood bar starts with F, so we'll start with that first. Take our flood bar pin, simply attach it, make sure that you have your washer on the outside of that, and then screw it in. Should have a little bit of play there to allow that flood bar to truly float. Squeegee starts with S, so we put that in second. Simply unscrew the pin from the squeegee, attach the squeegee to the center mechanism, and screw it in. Let's talk about image size and placement. If you notice, you want to make sure that your flood bar floods the entire image area. Simple way to ensure this is marking a T-square, so you can see here my top and my bottom image parameters, and I use that in the darkroom. And we don't want to print too close to the top of the frame, so let's start 5 inches down from the top of the screen here. And then depending on your crest and your clamp knobs, you have somewhere between 12 and 13 inches lengthwise on top of that. This is a 12-inch image here. Let's start with our squeegee adjustment for angle. I'm going to use a 5/32 Allen wrench to loosen that and allow me to adjust the angle a little bit up and down. This is a white ink underbase, so we're going to use a little bit lower angle. And then once I've got that set accordingly, I just tighten this up. Let's just confirm our flood bar height before we put ink in. We want to make sure that our flood bar is not jamming into our screen. It's floating over our screen nicely right here. You also want to take very good care of your flood bar. Make sure it doesn't have any dings in it. If it does, get some steel wool and rub those out. I'm going to get this platen warm. Platen's nice and warm. Let's load our test shirt. Okay, one thing to note about the Rudy Press is that you need to use good screens with good off contact because we're flooding in the down position. So we have a good amount of off contact here. Makes it super easy to do that on our Riley Hopkins 360. Just one single off contact adjustment there. Let's go ahead and load our F and white ink here, which is going to be our underbase ink. Now let's try to flood. You notice this flood's leaving a little bit of the ink up, so we're going to lower the flood just slightly. To do a nice non-print, disengage your Rudy Press halfway, and that way you can bring the squeegee and the flood back with neither engaged. All we need to do to adjust the flood is just loosen the front screws, which allows the flood to go down a little bit more towards the screen. Ooh, and we have a perfect flood right there. We don't want to flood the screen too much to see the image area. I'm a little bit too far down. If we want to raise the flood up for a thicker ink deposit or heavier ink, just tighten the screws. That's a perfect one right there. Now let's do the maximum squeegee height adjustment. Simply loosen these back screws to allow the squeegee to go all the way down. Most of the time with this squeegee, I want the maximum pressure when I'm pushing it. That's why I'm lifting these adjustment screws all the way up. If you notice there is some adjustment on my flood bar forward and backwards. This can be useful if I need to get a little bit more forward or backwards on my screen, giving me a little bit of room back and forth, about 1 inch right there. Also, if I want to load more ink between my squeegee and flood bar, I can give it a little bit more area for a long print run. Finally, we set our stop adjusters so our squeegee is not moving too far and getting ink stuck in the top or the bottom of the screen. I'm a little bit high right now. To do that, I'm just going to move these set pins down. So that way I'm flooding up just above my image area, but I'm not getting ink that's stuck at the top of the screen. Once everything is down, you're ready to print. Oh, that is so easy. The Rudy Press Plug and Print, available on screenprinting.com. Bing bong, ding dong, King Kong. Just like an automatic press, baby.